came to town often enough to see that the cotton mills were the plantations all over again. The prescriptive rights of master over men had been transferred whole from plantation to mill. Between one oak winter and one whippoorwill spring, the Linkhorns pushed on to the Cookson Hills. 60 years after Appomattox, a Linkhorn showed up in the orange-scented noon of the Rio Grande Valley, still saying, "Be damned to the lot of you! Who got the pitcher?" Had there been an international convention of white trash that week, Fitz would have been chairman. Cotton grew, fruit grew, oil gushed a year and dried. Before it dried, Fitz put in a year as a gaffer, made good money, and found his girl, a girl who had thought herself rough enough. Cotton failed, fruit failed, oil had spoiled the soil. It became a country of a single crop, and the crop was dust. 15 years of it did the girl in, feeling she'd had enough of oil. Years begun with oranges and love, till dust blew love down the gulf with the oranges, leaving Fitz penniless as ever, and more loveless than before. As the 1930s lowered, he trotted about town with a hired hose, pumping out cesspools, and sensed no mockery in being greeted, hip boots streaming, with a "Hi, preacher!" Some of the folk of that little town offered the widower no greeting at all. He was too unpredictable. He would take one man's jibes without offense and get his back up at another's "Howdy, friend." In a town where nearly everyone danced, swore, and gambled, the only fun Fitz had left was getting his back up. He was against modern dancing, modern dress, swearing, gambling, cigarettes, and sin. He preached that the long drought of 1930 was God's way of putting an end to such things. But as the drought went on, and never a drop of rain, he reversed himself and said it must be the Pope's doing. He was also said to be against fornication, but then it was said he was against corn whiskey, too. Saturday nights he pulled an ancient black frock coat over his patches, a coat with a pocket under the slit of the tail to hold the little brown bottle he called his kill devil. Getting stiff on the courthouse steps while denouncing the Roman Catholic clergy was a feat which regularly attracted scoffers and true believers alike, the believers as barefoot as the scoffers. For drunk as a dog or broke as a beggar, Fitz could spout religion like a hog in a bucket of slops. Sometimes a girl would stand a moment among the men, pretending interest in the word. But hunger has a scent more dry than love's, and she would move along wishing she were in Dallas. For many in Arroyo, the Lord's Day was Saturday, but every night of the week was the Lord's to Fitz. "And when they wanted wine," he put down a mocker who wanted to know what caused the bulge on his hip, "the mother of Jesus saith unto him, Give them wine. Satan didn't claim Jesus' mother kind of wine. I reckon he won't claim me kind of a half-pint of busthead." "What caused folk to get dispatched to hellfire, then?" a believer demanded to know right now. "You don't get dispatched to hellfire," Fitz assured him. "You're born right in it. God got a fence clean around hell, so a sinner can't get out. Sinner can't dig underneath, too deep. Sinner can't crawl between, can't climb over. It's electrified." "How do you get out?" the mocker asked softly. He was astride the barrel of the town howitzer, his face and figure shadowed like a cannoneer's who had lost both battle and cause. "I clumb," Fitz explained, and clumb right into his theme. "I clumb the lowest strand 'cause that's the strand of love. I clumb the second strand 'cause that's the mercy strand. I clumb the third because I've been long-suffering." "Thought you said that fence was electrified," the cannoneer reminded him. But Fitz was climbing too hard to hear. "I clumb clean over the topmost one of his most precious blood. Brothers, sisters, step on the strand of love. Step on the strand of mercy. Step on the long-suffering strand and get ready to cross the strand of the blood." "You know, I was thinking along those lines myself," the cannoneer commented and spat. Yet Fitz paid him no heed. "I know some of you boys come a mighty far way and hope I'd save you for the heavenly home," he acknowledged. "That was my pure intent. But now that I see your actual faces, I've had a change of mind. Boys, I'm woeful sorry, but the Lord just don't want a bunch of dirt-eating buggers walking the streets of gold. The Lord don't mind sinners, but he just can't stand rats, and I'll be goddamned if I'll take the responsibility," and openly took a defiant swig of his half-pint. Both skeptics and hopers